What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Brian Felix here, bringing you guys another lit video, man. You guys already know this is the best mobile detailing channel in the YouTube world, so make sure you guys subscribe and do all that good stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how I do engine bay detail. Now, this engine bay that we're gonna go ahead and do is not in the worst condition, so just keep in mind that every engine bay is gonna have their own differences, right? So this is a newer vehicle, I believe it's 2020, maybe 2021 Mercedes-Benz. So it has a lot of plastic pieces and stuff like that. In comparison to when you have an older vehicle, everything is just exposed. You got wires everywhere and everything's just open, right? So it's gonna be a little harder to even do vehicles like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just show you guys real quick the products, the tools that we're gonna go ahead and use before we get into the detail. And then I'm gonna just show y'all what I'm doing. And hopefully you guys learn something and incorporate something like this into your business. So let's get started. First thing first, we have a blower here. It's Blaster Sidekick, I believe. I think this was $100 and it's kind of jacked up. It still works though. I just had this thing since I first started like 2-3 years ago. So that's one of the tools that we have. Now, products and stuff like that, we're gonna go ahead and degrease the engine bay down with our super clean right here. Honestly, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, right? Honestly, I'm not the best when it comes to diluting products and chemicals. I just eyeball everything, and I always make sure that I have more water than I do product, right? And I still get good results and stuff like that. Now, if you want to dilute stuff, then I highly recommend you do that, especially if you're a beginner, because that stuff is very strong. So you want to make sure that you're not damaging vehicles and stuff like that. So that's super clean there. We're gonna go ahead and degrease it down, right? And then I actually have a pack of new brushes that I could show you guys. I actually just picked these up from O'Reilly's, and they're just regular detail brushes right there. And then we're just gonna use these brushes to kind of just agitate the dirt on the engine bay and stuff like that. And I also like to use one of these small like wheel things to get in the cracks that I can't reach with that brush, and just use this kind of like to get in between hard to reach areas. And then we have our Merolex pump spray here. You guys see it, industry 2000. This was probably like $30, $40 on Amazon. All right, what else do we have? I mean, that's pretty much it. Just grab you some towels, from wherever, Sam's Club, Walmart, wherever you can find towels. All right, so for our dressing, not editing that out. All right, so for our dressing, we have Stinger Chemicals Universal Dressing. We have that in our small spray bottle here. And we're just gonna go ahead and just dress up the engine bay, as well as use that leaf, like small blower that I showed you guys, to kind of just get in between the cracks and stuff like that, to make sure that our dressing is getting everywhere on the engine bay. All right, so now we're ready to get started with this engine bay detail. So we're just gonna go ahead and start off with the basics and pop the hood open. Now, every car is gonna be different, so make sure you guys find the latch underneath the hood, and when you lift it up, make sure that you put that stick on there so it can hold it up. But in this case, this was hydraulic, so we didn't need to worry about anything like that. Did have a hood fall on my head before, so this is why I'm trying to advise you guys, make sure you prop it up and make sure you have something that's holding it down. So we actually have a wall divider right there. This is a newer vehicle, so like I said, this is going to be a lot different depending on the year, car, and model of what you're working with. So this car has a lot of plastic, as you can see, so there's not a lot of things that are visible. So we're just going to make it look a lot shinier and stuff like that, and just touch up those trim and plastic pieces. And then we'll just go ahead and dress them up to make them look nice and clean for the client. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these leaves out the way first before I start spraying anything in the engine bay, simply because it's gonna make my life a lot easier to remove that stuff now, instead of just having it blow everywhere and now I have leaves stuck in my engine bay, and it's just a lot easier. So just make sure you remove all the dirt, all the sticks, anything like that. Just remove it as much as possible, and then just let your pressure washer just pick up any minor things in the cracks and crevices and stuff like that. So now that the engine bay is fully and completely wet, we're gonna go ahead and use our super clean degreaser and just simply spray it all over the vehicle. Now you guys see how I have no finger being squeezed on the trigger. I'm just simply holding the bottle and just guiding it. This is why I recommend you guys get some pump sprays, because this will change everything for you guys. I promise you guys, you will never go back to regular spray bottles after you use this thing. So like I told you guys, we're using our tire and wheel cleaner just to get in between the cracks and crevices, being very careful with all the loose cables and making sure that we're not damaging anything, especially on a higher end vehicle like this one here, because we could break apart and that part might cost $2,000, maybe a couple thousand, So we're just gonna go ahead and start agitate with the super clean with these detail brushes that we have bought, and it's pretty simple, pretty basic. Just make sure you touch up those black trims. Anything else is probably just not worth the time to scrub and stuff like that, unless you're gonna do a polish or anything like that. But for this detail, we're just focusing on the black pieces because that's what we're gonna be dressing up and cleaning. Alright, so we pre-rinsed the engine bay, sprayed it down with degreaser to remove and loosen up the dirt, and then we went ahead and agitated with our brushes. Now it's pretty simple. Now I can't stress this enough, every car would be completely different. So in this case, this car had a lot of plastic pieces, so I didn't really need to do too much agitation or anything like that. So I'm simply following up with our Sidekick air blower here, and then I have a towel in my hand just to pick up any dirt, because we did wash the vehicle and I didn't want to get it completely wet all over again. So that's what we're using there, and then we're just gonna go ahead and follow up with our universal dressing, just spraying it everywhere before we actually start wiping, because there's some areas that we're not going to be able to reach with our hands. So I like to just spray it in the engine bay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use that same blower and use that towel to kind of just spread the product and get it on these surfaces, as you guys can see. So we're just trying to add some shine, and you guys are going to see how good this engine bay turned out to be. It's pretty simple, pretty basic. Don't overcomplicate things. Like I said, try to focus on those black trim pieces, because that's what's going to pop, and that's what's going to catch the client's attention. And this is a very good service to learn, so you can add this to let's say a client's detail. They're like, hey, I want to sell my car, I want to get it detailed, and they don't mention the engine bay. You as a detailer, as a professional, must mention to them that you offer that service and you can get it done for them. And when that potential buyer opens that hood, they see that it's clean, it was well taken care of and stuff like that, they're going to be more likely to trust that person that's selling them the vehicle, right? So just a little side note, side tip, I always do that when people tell me they're selling a car. I always include the engine bay, and I usually charge anywhere from $20 to $50, but the prices are definitely going to be changing soon, because it's definitely a lot cheaper than most detailers in my area and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple video. Hopefully you guys learned something. Also, don't forget underneath the hood, that's what I'm wiping there. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy the outro here. All right, and just like that, we are all done with the engine bay. Now, it did have some minor tree leaves and stuff like that on it, but we did the best we could. The client needed a car by a certain time, and I was just doing that just for content. So you know what I'm saying, it was kind of just a free service just for the video. So yeah, I wasn't trying to get it perfect, but I did my best, and it looked a lot better. She had a lot of leaves and stuff like that in there, so we made sure we took care of it. I'm pretty sure she's not ever gonna open that hood, right? But yeah, we still got to clean and stuff like that for her. Now we're gonna head off to the next client. Enjoy the rest of our day. Hopefully you guys do the same, and always remember to keep hustling, man. Keep driving, keep striving to chase after your dreams and goals in life, because can't nobody stop you but you feel me? So let's go ahead and enjoy the rest of our day, enjoy the rest of our week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one. Let's go.